Hello and welcome everybody. This is Shriparna and today we are gonna make a chocolate cake with chocolate frosting. This is a versatile cake. You could serve it in your anniversary dinner or Valentine's Day, birthday, really anything. So let's get started. I have been getting quite a number of queries from people who ask how to make a cake in microwave oven in microwave mode. So this particular cake, I'm gonna make it in microwave mode. So the first step for it would be mixing the butter with sugar till it gets into this nice creamy consistency. For that, I'm first taking 3/4 cups of butter. This is unsalted butter and quite softened. And I'm gonna mix it with 1.5 cups of granulated sugar. This is 1.5 cup of granulated sugar. So now I've added the butter and sugar and now I'm gonna mix it till this mixture comes to a creamy consistency. Now when your butter and sugar reaches this consistency, we'll be sifting in the flour. Here I have taken 2 cups of all-purpose flour or maida, and to this I'm going to add 1 tablespoon of baking powder, and really a pinch of baking soda. Now I'm going to gradually add the dry ingredients into my butter and sugar mix. So maybe just 1/3 of it now. I'm sifting it so there are no lumps in our batter. Okay. And mix it. Now to this, I'm going to add a cup of yogurt. So it's basically for 2 cups of all-purpose flour, we're adding 1 cup of yogurt. There. And mix the yogurt into the mix. So now that I've mixed my yogurt completely into my batter, I'm going to add in the rest of the flour. Again, sift it. Now, we'll not be mixing it all the way through at this point of time. Just a light mix because we'll be needing to add the cocoa powder. At this point of time, I'm going to add around 4 tablespoons of dark cocoa powder. And 4. And this will be sifting as well, just to avoid any lumps in our batter. So now that we have added our cocoa powder to this, I'm gonna gradually add some milk. Now here I have 1/2 cup of milk. I'm not sure if I'll need the entire amount, so I'm gradually going to add it. So here I've added around 1/4 cup milk. So I've nearly used 1/2 cup of milk here, maybe some 3 or 4 tablespoons to go for 1/2 cup, but nearly, yeah. There you have it, our cake mix. To this, I'm going to add 1 tablespoon of vanilla extract, and some chopped cashew nuts. You might add any nuts of your preference. This will give our cake this nice nutty flavor and taste. So there you have it. Our cake batter is all ready, and we just have to put it in our baking dish and put it in the microwave oven. Here in my batter I've added nuts, but if you don't like nuts or are allergic to them, you might just completely ignore it. Okay, now since this cake is a frosting cake, so we'll at least need 2 layers of cake. For that reason, I'm going to split up this batter into half and I'm gonna bake it separately. So to this microwavable dish, I've greased it lightly with vegetable oil and I've lined it with a parchment paper or butter paper. And I'm gonna, as best as I can, I'm going to halve my batter and fill it. And I'm going to evenly spread it out as possible. And I'm going to put this into my microwave oven for 5 to 7 minutes max. So our cake has been in the microwave for 7 minutes, and after that, when I'm inserting a fork in the middle of the cake, it comes out clean. So this indicates our cake is done. So one lot of cake is done, and I'm going to repeat the process for the other half of the batter. So our second lot of cake is done as well. I'm just gonna insert my fork in the middle of the cake. Comes out clean. So the second slice of cake is done. So now what I'm going to do is I'm going to bring both of my cakes to room temperature, and once it comes to room temperature, I'm going to wrap it up in a cellophane film and refrigerate it for at least an hour. It's good if you could refrigerate for 2 hours or more, but at least an hour is a mandate. So our cake has been refrigerated for 2 hours now, and before I take it out of the refrigerator, I'm going to make the icing. Now for making the frosting, the most important thing is to make sure that everything involved in the process of making the frosting should be cold. So I have taken a stainless steel plate. I have refrigerated it for 15 minutes now, and I have put some chunks of ice, and over that I've put this bowl. Even this whisk is cold, so if you're using an electric beater, you have to cool the whisks as well. So let's get started with making the icing. Here I have taken a thick or a heavy whipping cream. This is around 300 ml of cream. Now first of all, I'll be adding some 3 teaspoon, that's heaped teaspoon of cocoa powder, dark cocoa, and around 1 teaspoon of instant coffee, or maybe 1.5 teaspoon of instant coffee. I'm going to mix it, and to this I'll be adding just 1 spoon of the cream for now. So here I have made a thick paste of the cocoa powder and the instant coffee granules with the cream. So I've added my rest of the cream in this, and now we'll be whisking it. Now if you happen to have a hand blender, this is a good time to use it because this will require a lot of whisking. But in case if you don't, do not worry, just do it the way I'm doing it. Now I've been whipping this for 5 minutes now. At this point of time, I'm going to add in my sugar to this. So I'll be adding some 3 to 4 tablespoons of granulated sugar. You could use icing sugar as well. 3. And and we whisk again. So I've been whipping this for 12 minutes now, and we have reached a stage where it's forming the soft peaks. From this stage, it should take around 3 to 4 minutes more to form the stiff peaks. Because we'll be using it for frosting over the cake, we need a bit stiff of the cream. So you have to keep on beating, but go easy on it, not too much, because if you beat it too hard, what's going to happen is it's not going to remain cream anymore. It's going to become butter. So be very careful from this stage onward. So after beating for another 4 minutes, this is where we have reached. As you can see that when you pull it up, the peaks, they retain their shape. This is what we call stiff peaks. So our frosting is done now. So I've taken my cakes out of my refrigerator now, and I'll be adding the whipping cream over this and spread it as evenly as possible. I've added the cream in the middle there, and now I'm gonna put over it the other slice of cake. To repeat the process, cover up the sides this time as well. I'm nearly done with the sides. Just the last part. Now I'm gonna even out the cream as much as possible so that it doesn't look bad. So I've leveled out my chocolate frosting evenly in the cake, as you can see, over the cake. And now I happen to have this vanilla frosting from beforehand. I'm just gonna pipe it. I did the same way, just did not add the cocoa powder or coffee to this. So there you have it, a cake with cherry on the top. So until next time, take care and eat healthy.